The world watched in astonishment as US President Donald Trump stepped back into the global spotlight, this time as a mediator in the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Known for his unconventional approach to foreign policy, Trump's involvement in the peace talks has been met with a mixture of curiosity, skepticism, and cautious optimism. While some view his direct communication style with Russian President Vladimir Putin as a potential asset, others fear his unpredictable nature could exacerbate an already volatile situation. Trump's decision to insert himself into the conflict comes at a critical juncture, with both sides seemingly entrenched in their positions. The ongoing war, now in its second year, has resulted in devastating casualties and widespread destruction. Millions have been displaced from their homes, and the conflict has sent shockwaves throughout the global economy. Despite the challenges, Trump has expressed confidence in his ability to broker a deal. He has pointed to his past successes in negotiating with world leaders, often highlighting his unconventional tactics. However, the complexities of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, rooted in historical grievances and geopolitical tensions, present a formidable challenge even for the most seasoned diplomat. As the world waits with bated breath, the question remains, can Trump succeed where others have failed? Only time will tell if his gamble will pay off or further entangle the world in a conflict with far-reaching consequences. Central to the ongoing negotiations is a proposed 30-day ceasefire, a beacon of hope in an otherwise bleak landscape. This temporary cessation of hostilities, if implemented successfully, could provide a much-needed respite from the violence and pave the way for meaningful dialogue. The ceasefire proposal, spearheaded by the United States, has been accepted by Ukraine, albeit with cautious optimism. Russia, however, has agreed in principle but with conditions, raising concerns about their true commitment to de-escalation. Putin's aide, Yuri Ushakov, has publicly stated that Russia views the ceasefire as an opportunity for Ukraine to rearm, further fueling suspicions about their intentions. Despite the skepticism surrounding Russia's commitment, the ceasefire represents a rare window of opportunity to halt the bloodshed and work towards a more durable solution. The proposed ceasefire includes provisions for the withdrawal of troops from key areas, the establishment of humanitarian corridors to allow for the delivery of aid to besieged cities, and the release of prisoners of war. The success of the ceasefire hinges on the willingness of both sides to adhere to its terms and engage in good faith negotiations. As the clock ticks down to the proposed start of the ceasefire, the world watches and waits, hoping that this fragile opportunity for peace will not be squandered. At the heart of the conflict lie a complex web of issues, each one a potential deal-breaker in the ongoing negotiations. Territorial disputes, control over critical infrastructure, and the fate of millions of displaced Ukrainians are just some of the thorny issues that must be addressed if a lasting peace is to be achieved. One of the most contentious points revolves around territorial adjustments, with both sides digging in their heels. Russia, having annexed Crimea in 2014 and occupied significant portions of eastern Ukraine, demands concessions that Kyiv is unwilling to accept. Ukraine, on the other hand, insists on the restoration of its territorial integrity, a non-negotiable demand that has garnered widespread international support. Adding fuel to the fire is the issue of control over critical infrastructure, particularly power plants. Russia, seeking to exert leverage, has targeted Ukrainian energy infrastructure, plunging parts of the country into darkness. Negotiations on this front are fraught with tension as both sides recognize the strategic importance of securing these vital assets. The international community has responded to Trump's peace initiative with a mixture of skepticism, cautious optimism, and outright condemnation. NATO allies, while publicly expressing support for any efforts to end the conflict, remain wary of Trump's approach, particularly his perceived closeness to Putin. European leaders, deeply concerned by Russia's aggression, have urged caution, fearing that concessions to Moscow would only embolden further expansionism. Within Ukraine, reactions have been mixed. While President Zelensky has expressed hope for a peaceful resolution, he remains deeply skeptical of Putin's willingness to negotiate in good faith. Zelensky has also emphasized the need for robust security guarantees from the West, fearing that any agreement without them would leave Ukraine vulnerable to future aggression. The potential outcomes of these peace talks remain uncertain. A successful negotiation, resulting in a lasting ceasefire and a framework for addressing the underlying issues, could usher in a new era of stability in Eastern Europe. However, failure to bridge the divide between the two sides could prolong the conflict, leading to further suffering and instability. The stakes are incredibly high, not only for Ukraine and Russia, but for the broader international order. So, is this the beginning of the end for the Russia-Ukraine war, or is this just another chapter in a long and complex geopolitical chess game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to The Silent Observer for more in-depth geopolitical analysis.